After completing his basic training, Lloyd was shipped to England, where he was assigned the task of guarding prisoners. These prisoners included at least one Canadian soldier who refused to follow orders.
I had a Canadian soldier that left me in a bad spot one time. I was supposed, this was in Crowbar, England, and he had gone AWOL for about 3 months. And I was on guard duty, and we had a little shack, like bench and a table into it, pack of cards and a crib board. No running water, no toilet, or anything in that building. And he and I were in there, just the two of us. And had a game of crib. Then he said, before we start playing, he said, I gotta go out, he said, relieve a bit. Behind the building. And I had suspicion enough. I said, don't you run away on me. Oh no, he said, I'm not going to go. He said, I've had enough of that. So we had out on the gate, going out of our driveway, a sentry box there and a guard out there. And I was supposed to guard this fellow in the building. And he never came back in. By the time I went out, so he was gone. So I run out to the gate, and I said to the fellow out the gate, I said, did you see them? Did you see that guy go out through here? No, he said, I didn't see nobody going out here. God, our prisoners got away on us. And I got on the bike, and I drove to some of the places he went with his Jeep to the other place, and we couldn't find him. And the guy was gone. And he was gone for months. And finally they caught him again. And they brought him back.
Oh my God.
And I said to him, where in hell did you go then? You know, he said, that's strange. And I left you, he said, and I went out behind the building, and I walked right out the gate. He said, and the fellow on the gate didn't ask me a question or nothing. And I went down to what we call the crossroads, and from there he got a train or somehow, hitchhiked, done something, and he got into London.
Wow.
And that's where he stayed all this time, on the streets and on the ship. But I could have been in a lot of trouble for letting him get away. The only thing that saved me was the guy on the gate out there. The sight, he was as bad as I was. We never did get held up on the map for long.
In the summer of 1944, Lloyd and his unit landed on the beaches of Normandy. Within days, they participated in a major battle several miles inland from the coast. The battle would claim the lives of almost 3,000 Canadians.
One bright morning, I remember our captain said, we are going to be having a ringside seat this morning because the Allies are coming to bomb Germans, soften them up for the advance onto Foley's Gap. So we'll park all the vehicles along that fence by that field over there. And he said we'd be able to see those planes. And we did. And I sit up on the cab of a truck. All the other guys in there, of course, with us. And the first thing you hear the roam of the planes. You look up and see them coming in 200-300 planes at a time. And when they landed out to come over us, one of them, for some unknown reason, dropped a bomb. And it hit a petrol or a gas truck that belonged to over to our right-hand side Polish division was in. And the billows of black smoke going up, they figured they had the right target. And they dumped the whole lot right onto us. wave after wave after wave. And he had a brand new truck. It was a wrecking truck, called a Mack truck. And the captain said, "Somebody get that truck out of here." And there's my opportunity. And I jumped in the truck and I drove it across the potato field. And I looked up in the air from the windshield and I see another wave of planes coming. I thought, this is no place for me. There was a great big haystack there. And I drove that truck right into the haystack. I don't remember shutting the motor off either. She must have stalled when I hit that. And I out of that truck and down into a slip trench. Maybe somebody else the Germans might have dug it for all I know. But there's a couple of fellows in there already, and I on top of that. 3 of us in that little slip trench. And after that wave of planes went by, I got up and went back to the truck. Right here, there's a dash in the door. About that long, a piece of shrapnel or something cut into that door. Who knows if I'd have been sitting there that day, why I may not be sitting here today.
In Falaise, France, Lloyd and his unit were responsible for clearing the roads of debris for the advancing army. While clearing debris, Lloyd was in a truck accident that separated him from his unit. He found himself alone on the front line.
I was driving the truck at that particular time, and there was quite a big hitch. And an English armored vehicle come out of that hitch, and how he done it I'll never know. And he hooked the undercarriage of our truck, and he twisted around to the point that we couldn't drive it the way it was. So then, we better go back and get some help, back to our headquarters, in the workshop. So I said, well, I was driving the thing and I'll stay with the vehicle. Another fellow said, no, I'll stay with you. And I said, well, it's really not necessary. You'll be back in a couple hours. So they took off. And dark come on, and I was there alone. Had no idea where the Germans were, but the place was littered with jeeps and trucks, and you could pick a gun up there, and we were off the ground. I got myself inside to the fact that I was going to be there alone that night anyway. So I had my own rifle, and I had a couple more guns I picked up. Whether they'd work or not, I don't know. I picked them up. And I was prepared to stay there the night. Just about bedtime, there was an infantry outfit, Canadians. They moved in. They all dug a slip trench and got comfortable, I guess, if you could call it. I thought, great. I'll sleep in the truck tonight. I got lots of company here. When I woke up in the morning, they were gone. They went sometime in the middle of the night. They had no idea what time. And that day went past, and another day. I was there 2 nights and prepared to stay for the 3rd night. I was walking up and down the street, waiting for, and I could see just about dusk when they arrived back on the 3rd day, and we pitched tent and stayed there. They had food with them, and we had a big meal. And then the next day we went back into the main workshop.